Hi. It has been almost a century where Palestine has been occupied. And with occupation comes a lot of separation between the people that are occupied. And although we have endured this for such a long time, we as a people have so much love for one another. And we are unified by the dream of freedom for our land and our people, and the demand for the right of return of Palestinians. But because of the length of time that has passed, we ended up having different types of Palestinians. Type number one are the people that are originally from Gaza. They've been there generation after generation. And because of what happened in 1948, because of the occupation that ended up displacing forcefully, displacing the Palestinians forcefully, some took refuge in Gaza. So for the first type, there's a subtype of the people that have been living there generation after generation that are refugees, internal refugees in Gaza. And then type number two are the Palestinians that are from the cities and towns in what they call now the West Bank. And they are originally from there, generation after generation. And then because of what happened in 1948, a lot of the people in those towns had to take refuge in West Bank cities. And so they become a subtype of the second type of Palestinians. And they have been refugees in West Bank generation after generation. And then you have the third type, which are the Palestinians that remained in their towns and cities in 1948. And those were very, very few. And they were intentionally allowed to remain because the occupation had long-term plans. And they wanted them to remain because that would serve the narrative that everybody else that left at their own accord. No one was forced to leave, or they don't want to live in a Jewish state. And these Palestinians were clubbed under the Arabs of Israel category in Israel, and they are treated as second-class, if not third-class citizens. And then you have the Palestinians that in 1948 took refuge in neighboring countries. Some walked, some took little boats. So they ended up in Lebanon, in Syria, in Jordan, in Egypt. And many of these ended up having the refugee status generation after generation, and they don't have passports. They have a refugee status document that their kids inherit and their kids inherited. And then you have, because of the length of time that has passed, the fifth type of Palestinians, which are ones that hold other nationalities. They ended up, getting an American, European, Canadian, Australian nationality. Some even ended up getting other Arab nationalities because of who they were married to or the profession they were in that made it much easier for them to get that nationality. And then the sixth type are the in-betweeners, which are specifically people from Jerusalem. These are given a permanent residency from Israel, not the citizenship, and also a temporary Jordanian passport from Jordan. Jordan wanted to help them, have a passport to something, even if it's temporary, just to be able to have an identity. And these specific Palestinians from Jerusalem are subjected to so many unjust rules where they make it so hard for them to remain with the ultimate goal of getting rid of them altogether. So, things like, they're made to pay higher taxes or higher prices if they're renting. Most actually own their homes, but then they end up paying very, very high taxes, or they come up with all different reasons and rules of why not to give their children the permanent residency, just like their parents or grandparents. And I repeat, although we have many types because of the length of time that has passed and everything that happened in between, but we have so much love for one another and the shared dream of freedom for all our people with all their faiths and the right to return to our lands.